folks, and welcome to Friday's edition of Magoo Sports News. I am, as always, Magoo, and this is the Friday weekend preview. I'm back in my old space, which is great because it means there's no disgusting radiator down there, and it means there's also no picture up there. That's fantastic, it's because I can put pictures like that, and that all over the place. Fantastic. Let's have a look at what's going on this weekend and look at a few of the headlines as well. So folks, the headlines, what's been happening this week? Essentially I want to first of all mention Gary Neville's testimonial, and this kind of coincides with the other bit of news, which was Ryan Giggs being named as Imogen Thomas's affair. Basically, Juventus played Manchester United in Gary Neville's testimonial and it finished 2-1 to Juventus, so not too good for Gary Neville, but I don't think he minded too much. I just wanted to mention as well, it was kind of funny because Gary Neville was smiling and clapping for the 40,000 fans that turned out for his testimonial, thinking they kind of turned up for him. I kind of suspect that more had something to do with David Beckham playing than Gary Neville himself, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to mention as well, Ryan Giggs was the guy that was mentioned about having an affair with Imogen Thomas, which is an amazing sort of bit of news because he's the Mr. Nice Guy, you know, happily married, etc, etc. Oh, hang on a minute, I hope I haven't broken any court orders to mention Ryan Giggs. So yeah, it was Ryan Giggs. Anyway, moving on. Carling Cup of Nations was also on Tuesday and Wednesday, and it was Ireland versus Northern Ireland on the Tuesday night. This was an Irish derby, which is kind of amazing because only 15,000 people turned up to watch this. Now, at a stadium that holds 51,700 and a local derby, that's a bit of a poor turnout, so shame on you Irish people, especially because you won the game 5-0, absolutely hammered them. So the second game was Wales versus Scotland, and Scotland won, yeah, 3-1 to Scotland. About time Scotland started winning games, although to be fair, Wales are not exactly tough opposition, and they also apparently played their second string team, so we won't get too carried away on that one. Again, the crowd for this one was only 6,000 people in the same stadium, so it was pretty embarrassing for the players. Anyway, next bit of news is Kolo Toure has been banned for 6 months. Now this was because basically he was caught doping and the Drugs Commission found that he was taking these water tablets to control his weight. Now the reason he took them was because he saw his wife had taken them and decided to give it a lash. So anyway, he got banned for 6 months, which effectively started on the 2nd of March when his ban was initiated, so we can start playing again on the 2nd of September, which is essentially the start of the season, so no great big trouble for him there. Also, FIFA are in trouble again. The whole match fixing, the whole scandal of bribery for the 2018 World Cup. Now this is dragging on, and we all know FIFA are a bunch of corrupt scumbags. I mean, why don't we just get rid of them and start a new organisation? I don't know. Anyway, Jack Warner is essentially caught giving an email to Lord Triesman. He was in charge of England's bid for the 2018 World Cup. He actually had to stand down because he accused these guys of being corrupt, which, to be fair, they are. Anyway, another bit of news was that David De Gea, who is the goalkeeper for Atletico Madrid, has come out and said he's not willing to move to Manchester United. Or he hasn't actually said that. He said that he hasn't decided anything until the 30th of June. Now, this guy's come out and said over the last year, since he's been linked with Manchester United, that he doesn't want to leave Spain. So, to be fair, Manchester United, I think you've got Buckley's chance of signing this guy. I think he'll stay in Spain. Let's have a look. What else? Cricket. The first test of England versus Sri Lanka started, and it was a bit of a crap day for it. Like, I mean, the weather was awful. It rained until 3:30 in the afternoon. They eventually got play underway, and for England it was bad news. Sri Lanka came out and absolutely hammered them. They put on 133 runs for 2 in about 3 hours, so not too good for England. Second day starts today. Keep an eye out for it. Tennis, Andy Murray got his French Open underway. Couple of not bad wins. He's been sort of hot and cold in these 2 games. Came out and beat Eric Prodon and Simon Bolelli. Now Eric Prodon was expected to win against, but Simon Bolelli's not a bad player on clay. He's done okay, so that was a good win for him. Goes on to play Michael Burner anyway, so should win that. Also in the Rugby League, the draw for the Challenge Cup quarter-finals was made. There it is there. At the top, as you can see, what a tie. I mean, Warrington versus Wigan is huge. These are like the two heavyweights at the moment, so that's good news for Castleford, who basically have another Yorkshire derby in the cup. That's against Huddersfield, so dates are on there. Have a look, watch out for that one. So, the preview of what's going on this weekend, let's have a look. Football comes to an end. I know I talked about the end being last weekend with the leagues all finishing, but this really is the tying up of the football season. We've got the Champions League final. What a game it's going to be. Everybody in the UK, I'm sure, wants Manchester United to win. Barcelona, can they beat Barcelona? That's the question. Gary Lineker has come out and said that basically if they played 10 times, Man United would probably only win twice. If Barcelona turn up and play to their abilities, he thinks they're going to win. I honestly think it's a bit closer than what he thinks. I honestly think that it's going to be a tall order. But if Ferguson, who is a wily tactician, can play the right tactics, he's got good players. I mean, like I said, against Arsenal, Barcelona they needed to play a different tactic and stop those three coming through the midfield. If they can do that, they've got a chance. So, on to the playoffs. We've got the Football League playoff finals this weekend. League 2's on Saturday, League 1 Sunday, and the Championship playoff, the £80 million game on Monday, which is Reading-Swansea. So, wouldn't mind seeing Swansea in the Premiership. It's kind of good to see a Welsh team up there. Now, what else have we got? The Carling Cup of Nations, as I mentioned, we've got the final. Well, it is not the final, it's the table topper. Republic of Ireland are playing Scotland. That's at 6:30 on Sunday. Winner takes all, essentially. Now, what else have we got? Cricket, the England-Sri Lanka test continues. Final days on Monday, so maybe give it a watch then. In the tennis, the French Open continues all weekend. It's going to be good. There's some great games going on. Andy Murray plays tomorrow, being Saturday, he plays that Michael Burner fella. And to be honest with you, if Andy Murray's draw is opened wide up for him, he's only plays one seeded player before the semi-finals, which it would be Rafa Nadal if he gets through, so that's going to be interesting. Also in the golf, the PGA Championships continues. It's day 3 and day 4. This is a very prestigious tournament on the European Tour, so maybe one to watch out for. So quickly folks, I wanted to move on and do a quick pop quiz for you. Ooh, let's test your sporting knowledge. Now, we've got this place. Boom. Do you recognise that place? Let me give you a closer look. So, 2 parts to this competition. Firstly, do you recognise that place? Secondly, what is the most bizarre event ever to happen there? If anybody gets it right, then I will either shave off my beard or wear whatever t-shirt you want me to. So now on to the user comment section, guys, and just a couple of comments in today. First and foremost comes from a fella called Bob, and he says, what is my opinion of the ash cloud? Bit of a strange question, but my opinion is, it's a cloud, it's full of ash, it floats around. That's about it, really. No, but I mean, on a personal level, I would never fly in the ash cloud. So, I mean, anybody that would even consider flying in the ash cloud is a moron. On a sporting level, well, to be fair, you know, if anyone's got to fly for a sporting event and this ash cloud is looking like it's going to cause any problems, then get the bus. We have buses, we got trains. We never had flying all the time. Anyway, the second user comment comes from a fellow called Boom. And this basically is a very interesting question he's come up with. He says that with the sectarianism that's in football, should the crowd be allowed to sing the songs that they sing about sectarianism? Right, why is this basically in the news? Well, what's happened is that it's all started with Rangers and Celtic. These guys are basically singing sectarian songs. The Scottish government think it's a problem because people are fighting and killing each other because of it. So the Scottish Government are now introducing new laws to try and curb this. Now, to be honest with you, I don't think it's a problem for the Scottish Government. I don't think they should have anything to do with it. Sports fans will always look to taunt each other at games. It's part and parcel of what it is. You can't really stop them singing songs. If it's not sectarian songs, it's going to be something else. To be fair, Rangers and Celtic fans, I dare say 80% of them don't even know what sectarianism is. They're all morons, these guys. Most of them anyway. Sorry if you're a Rangers or Celtic fan, but you know what I mean. A lot of them just sing these songs, not because of what it means, because of the religion and the whole immigration with Ireland, Northern Ireland and Scotland, etc. But it's to do with the fact that they just want to have a go at the other team. Do you remember back in the day, Dunfermline's manager died because he left the gas on overnight. The next weekend, I think it was some of the fans in the Scottish First Division, for a taunt to this guy, they wore t-shirts with a British gas symbol on it. Now, for me, that's a much more personal insult than sectarianism, but they didn't go and arrest all the fans. Again, I think they should be allowed to sing sectarian songs because they're going to taunt each other in one way or the other. I mean, sectarianism, it does it for them. Just let them do it. So that's it for today, folks. There's an abundance of sport on this weekend. Yeah, the football league has finished, but there's a few drabs of football to go. NRL is on at the moment, which I'm watching, so I'm off to watch that, and then the golf, and then tennis. Get off and watch some yourself, and I'll see you guys on Monday, and we'll have a look what happened.